Hi, this is Miss Mary, Storytime Programmer at the Faulkner County Library in Conway, Arkansas. And this is Science Friday, sort of. I'm filming this Thursday evening in my backyard, but I will post it on our Facebook page tomorrow morning at 10:30 when I usually go live. So we'll see how this works. We're going to be doing 2 experiments today. Well, not really experiments, demonstrations. We're going to do 2 science demonstrations, and I want to give a shout out to a particular website. It's sciencebob.com, and I found today's 2 demonstrations there, and I just really love how clear, simple, and scientific and age appropriate the demonstrations and experiments are. You can look at them online, and he's also got everything into a nice PDF that you can download as well. The first thing we are going to do this morning is going to make a kind of bouncy ball. Not a super bouncy ball, but a kind of bouncy ball. But it's really fun to do. And we're going to need some things to do this. We're going to need some borax. And I happen to have some because sometimes I make my own laundry detergent. You will need warm water. I brought some warm water out with me to the backyard. We're going to need some cornstarch, which I found in my pantry. I use this sometimes when I cook. We are going to need some glue. I have some Elmer's school glue. Now, you could also use clear glue. If you use clear glue, your little kind of bouncy ball is going to be more clear, and with this, it's going to be more opaque. I don't have any clear glue, so opaque kind of bouncy ball it is. We are going to need a couple of small mixing cups, so I'm going to use these little clear plastic ones again, and a stirring stick. You could use a plastic spoon or popsicle stick or a craft stick, and I found some craft sticks, and so we're going to use these. And if you want to, food coloring, it's optional, not necessary. So to get started, we are going to label 1 cup borax solution and 1 cup ball mixture. And so what we're going to do is we are going to pour 4 ounces, got my handy dandy liquid measuring cup, 4 ounces of warm water into the borax solution cup. We'll just pretend I wrote borax solution on here. I forgot to bring my permanent marker out. Pour 4 ounces of warm water in here. Next, we are going to, oh yeah, I poured some of the borax into this cup so it would be easier to get out and measure. So it says 1 teaspoon. Let me find my teaspoon measuring. Here it is. Pour, let's see, 1 teaspoon of the borax powder into the 4 ounces of water. There you go. And then stir it up. Stir, 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 stir. Stir it up so it dissolves in there. Now, I already did this earlier, so I've already got some good. See, I wrote borax solution on that one earlier. Well, I don't think you can see that in the camera very well. So there we go. Now it says we're going to take our ball mixture cup and we are going to put 1 tablespoon of glue into this cup. So I've got a little measuring cup here. I'm going to double check. 1 tablespoon of glue. Put my lid back on the glue. And then we're going to pour this into the ball mixture cup. I'm going to use my little craft stick to make sure I get as much of the glue out of there as possible. Okay, and now it says if you want to, you can add some food coloring. When I practiced earlier, I used yellow, so now I'm going to make green. It only takes about 3 to 4 drops, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and stir that up. Stir, 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 stir. Stir, 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 stir. Now, we are going to measure out 1/2 teaspoon of the borax solution we just made. And I am going to reuse this little liquid measuring cup. You ready? Double check. Pour that into the green glue. And then add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Get out your measuring spoon. Measure that up. Tap, 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 tap. Now, it says to let the ingredients interact on their own for 10 to 15 seconds. Let's count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi. Okay. And then stir them together to mix them up. There's going to be a lot of stirring. We're basically going to have to stir it until it becomes impossible to stir anymore. And look at how stiff it's already getting. Yeah. Looks pretty sticky. Don't really know that I'm stirring it anymore because it's all stuck. That. Okay, so I guess this is when we're going to take it off of there. All right. It says the ball is going to start out sticky and messy, but will solidify as you need it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. It's not even sticking to my fingers anymore. Now I'm going to roll it, rolling, 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 rolling on the river. Shh. Look at that, I kind of smush it, and it kind of firms back up. Does that look like a ball? Yeah. Did you see it? It bounced a little bit. Yeah. Now I find that when I did this, here's the one I made earlier to test it out, that they don't bounce as well on hard surfaces as they do like carpet or fabric. The one I made earlier is getting a little more bouncy. It's dried a little bit more. Woo! Uh-oh. Wow. So, pretty cool, huh? We started off with all that powder and liquid and glue, and we got this. How does that happen? Well, this activity demonstrates a pretty interesting chemical reaction, primarily between the borax and the glue. Remember the borax and the glue? The borax acts as a cross-linker to the polymer molecules in the glue. Basically, it creates a chain of molecules that stay together when you pick them up. And the cornstarch helps to bind the molecules together so that they hold the shape better. So how could you make this into an experiment at home? Well, you could try changing the amount of borax or changing the amount of glue or even the cornstarch to see if it changes the bounce any. See if you can change the ingredients of one to get some more bounce. I don't know. You could also see if letting it dry out or keeping it moist helps it keep its bounce over time. Ooh, I'm so glad we made these. That's fun. All right, so that is the kind of bouncy ball science demonstration. Okay, I've got one more I want to share with you. This one is called Chicken Sounds from a Cup. How do you get chicken sounds from a plastic cup like this? What do you think? Any ideas? Well, let's give it a try, shall we? For this, you will need a plastic cup. You will need a paper clip. You will need some yarn or string. You will need a nail or something to poke a hole in the bottom of the cup, scissors, a little bit of water, a paper towel to measure the string with. Yep, hold on just 1 second. I dropped my string. Dun, da, da, da. Let me move some of this ball making stuff out of the way. So, the first thing you're going to do is find your red plastic cup. And then you're going to ask a grown-up to help you poke a nail in the bottom of it. I got this nail out of my garage, and I was able to do it like this. Made a nice, perfect sized hole right there. Okay, now we are going to get some yarn. And I found that I said string yarn works best. We're going to measure it out. It needs to be about 20 inches long. So some of you might have a ruler like this. Some of you might have like a flexible measuring tape like people use when they sew or measure fabric, or you might have a tape measure. Really, whatever you have should work. So I'm going to use the ruler. And you guys probably know how this works. Take the end of your string or your yarn, put it there, the 0. Oh, well, there's 12 inches. How am I going to get to 20? I'm going to pick it up there at the end of 12, put that part of the string down at 0, and go to 8, because 12 plus 8 makes 20. And that's where I'm going to cut it with my scissors. All right. And then you're going to take the string and you're going to tie it to the middle of a paper clip. And like I said, I did this earlier. And there's where it is, tied to the paper clip. And this is kind of the hardest part right here, getting the string through the hole in the cup. I used my nail, kind of like a needle threader, and just pushed it through like that, and then grabbed it down here. Yep. Make sure I have a hold of it, and then pulled that. Yep. That nail back out. And see, the paper clip keeps the string from pulling all the way through. Dun, da, da, da. So it should look a little bit like this. Now, you'll need a damp paper towel about the size of a dollar bill. And like I said, it needs to be damp. And let's see what happens if I fold that damp paper towel around the string and pull down. It makes a little bit of a noise, doesn't it? I don't even know if you can hear that. That's how quiet it is. What do you think is going to happen when I pull the damp paper towel down around the string that's hanging from inside the cup. Let's see. That was so much louder. Let's do it again. Whoa, why is that? Well, this is an example of how a soundboard works. See, when you pull the paper towel down against the string, it makes vibrations. Which makes sound. And they are almost silent without the cup. So when you add the cup, it spreads the cup, the vibrations inside the cup. The cup makes them amplify and spread and makes them louder. So like another place you have probably seen this happen would be like a music box or a piano where they have a board inside to make the instrument louder. Pretty neat. So how could you make this into more of an experiment at home? You can try answering some different questions. You could use different types of string or yarn to see which one makes the loudest sound, which one makes the quietest sound. You could change the plastic cup. Does the size and shape of the cup affect the sound? Try something other than a paper towel to rub up and down the string to see if that affects the volume of the sound. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed our Science Friday today. Next week, I'm going to look up some cool egg science for us to do to go with our theme of eggs for next week. Take care. See you soon.